He can't see that. Gio can't see that, or Vince can't see that he's not in that group anymore.
Oh, yeah, I know. I wasn't sure if Josh or
Josh is here.
Casey or anybody.
That's Casey. I think I saw it.
Yeah, just in case.
He's funny himself for taking him out of that group. What's up, boys?
Hey, what's up, dude?
You're the same motherfucker, yeah?
Who?
Nick.
What?
Nick Austin.
Yeah, it's a fucking retard. I don't want him. He's worried about not being able to find the office. Like, have you heard of Waze or Google? Type it in there, you can't miss. I'm like, dude, the dude's having like a panic attack.
I'll take it.
How did you hire him?
I'll take
I
it.
mean, he already went on me. How do you?
He sent me his resume on LinkedIn last week.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I already hired him.
That's right.
I'm not arguing with him. You know, he's
Actually, Marissa.
he was just confused. It's probably on
Marissa hit him in the DM.
LinkedIn or something.
DM.
That's what I do.
Marissa slid up in the DM. Yeah, dude, he's gonna be here today. But he's panicking about finding the office. I'm like, dude, I've never heard anybody not finding the office.
Sorry,
Get your taxes done?
no. Is it-
I think it's my taxes done.
we got an essential.
Yeah, no, we got another month.
We have another one.
No, we got a month originally from their monthly due.
I called them, like, just keep us posted. Dude, I didn't even know from last year.
Oh,
I know I'm gonna pay you. I'm sure IRS will bill me. You know, I don't know. Think that's kind of another month.
It's time. I don't know, probably 8:45, something like that.
Who's 30 sweaters? It's
It's like Norman's.
it's either Stephen Ellis or Ben.
right, that's-
He's here. No, he's here.
Messed up, Gina scared as hell.
Dude, we played the Bears on Monday night.
This was in his room.
See that?
I kind of want
Steelers played the Bears Monday night.
They're supposed to sanitize everything.
to do another round. You know what? Try it on purpose. I'm not sure it's it, but we.
Yeah, it's getting sick for a week. How's Vince feeling?
Things go a little bit better.
Just a little bit. He's like carried it on a whole nother week.
I got 14 days. I got 14 days,
But
baby.
I know.
Little vacation.
And I know. Such he just like he's sick for a week. Now he's 14 days and nothing done. No hours.
She was gonna get a haircut this week.
I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. It's already my schedule, bro. And no fucking big fan of
Yeah, you need one.
no big fan butts about it.
We need to be together every 2 weeks at the latest. Look at Gio with the new shirts on, little silky smooth.
So I say, like you just jumped off the boat.
That's what he does.
You just boat hopping. I just, Geo the time traveler, going from time zone to time zone to time zone. 8 different time zones.
What do we got here?
That's Vasari.
That's what I'm saying.
Is he okay? Dude, he got the fucking bug and a half.
There he is.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
You good, man?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, man. Thanks for asking.
Look, he looks good. He looks fresher than he ever has, actually.
Fresh to death. He's well rested.
Yeah.
Serious? What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
That poster fell down?
Is that the road?
I put it back up and then I guess it fell out again.
The Rosemont edition, yeah, that is, that's right, I didn't even think about that. It won't go back up?
I think it needs to be sticky stuff.
Man. Well, that
Just
sucks.
got scratched. I think he's around the ball activated. Yeah.
And then, what about the, did it get messed up? Did it get damaged? Is it all jacked up?
Doesn't look like it.
You definitely gotta get a better microphone for the agency meeting if it's gonna sound like that. Unless it was the connection, so we gotta test that today for sure. Is this microphone working?
We can test it now.
Yeah, which one are we using?
We're using the Brio.
We're using the Brio. All right. All right, guys, so let's see here. We got a couple of notes to hit on. First of all, homework. I got a list of everybody who I got their homework from. So let's make sure that any of your people, if they're on this list, you might want to check with them. But Ashley, Christina, Reich, Marvin, Melissa, Faith, Dalton, Marissa, Steve Ellis, Matt Jans, Drew, Tommy. I think Tommy was the first one to send it. Maybe Matt Jans was. Austin, Marquise, Mason, Javon, and Patrick Sullivan. And I don't know if I saw one from Hunsberger specifically. I have to double check for him. And from, let's see here. That's it. That's everybody I got. Who we missing? Anybody?
No.
No? Good.
Everybody.
That's everybody. Okay, good. Well, that's everybody who I got their homework from. I pretty much replied to most of them. Now I want to go back and pretty much do one-on-ones with you and them to go into detail on there, because some of them weren't very detailed. Like Dalton Prince wasn't very detailed. Ashley's was pretty detailed. You know, some people's are really, really detailed. And some of them were pretty generic. So I want to go into the details of how we're going to make this happen. All right, so good on that. Working virtually, you guys got the message on that? Get the message out to the team. If people are healthy, they come up here and we rock. Like, no big deal. What's that?
Like, that's the only thing, it's like 2 days, it's Monday and Thursday, as long as we get here Monday and Thursday to keep the culture together.
Monday and Thursdays are the most important, yeah. But if people are healthy, then just rock. What are we, you know, we've been good for a whole year pretty much, no issues. So we've been doing very good with people being vigilant. But if someone's not feeling good, then tell them to stay out of the office. Any symptoms at all, just stay home. And then tell them 14 days after they come back to the office. I think that's just a safe number. Use 14 days. So that's that. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. We got 2 weeks left for that. And the number we needed for the month was 420,000 to make this even like worth it or possible. So we're way behind on that, and I'll show you what we need to do to catch up. we got people that committed to do 20,000. So you got 2 weeks to get these numbers in. You got 2 weeks. So the focus that you have to have as a coach has to be on scoring. We need to score a lot of fucking points right now. So we need to have the approach of full court press. Full court press. Teams don't usually start the game out in full court press. Usually at the end of the game, if they're behind, coach calls what? Full court press. Why?
Urgency.
Urgency. Why? Because we need to get the ball back and hurry up and do what? Score again. As soon as we score, what do we got to do?
Press.
We got to press. And we can't even let them get the ball in bounds, right? We want, before the ball even gets in bounds, what do we want to do? We want to steal the ball back and then do what? Score again. Why? Because we don't have that much time left. So before we could score and then jog back, play defense, right? We had time to let them dribble up the court 10, 15, 20 seconds. We had time. But everybody lollygagged for the first 3 weeks. Some of us didn't even know what fucking week it was in on this call right now. Like we're in another land right now. I messaged you halfway through the month. I said, we're at 2.5 weeks into the month. And you're like, we're only at a 1 week down. Like read the message I sent you. Pay attention to what's going on. Zone in. Be proactive. So anyways, we have 2 weeks left. Every second needs to be, as a coach, you as a coach, the coach, who calls the full court press? The sixth man, the guy on the bench? Who calls the full court press? The coach, right? And who's running the full court press from the sidelines? Hey, blocks them out. Trap, play, move up. Jordy, move up. Jordy, move up. Stay back. Everybody hustle, hands up. Get down, stay low. Who's doing that? Non-stop. Where's the intensity coming from? Where's it coming from? The coach. That's what it needs to be from now till the end of the month. Expecting people to steal the ball and score. Steal the ball, score. That's why we're running the trap. That's why do we run the press? Why do we run the press? To let them get the ball down the court? If we're gonna let them get the ball down the court, don't run the fucking press. We're running the press to get the ball to fucking score. It's the only reason we're running the press. You guys want to run the press? Do you need to run the press? How's your team doing right now? Are they killing it? Are they ahead or are they behind? If they're behind, what do you do as a coach? Make some fucking changes. Implement the changes and demand the results. We don't run a 2-minute drill and expect to not fucking score. You're expecting to score. You're expecting to move the ball down the field. 5 plays and in the end zone. And then we do an onside kick and get the ball back. Like that's where we're at right now. That's the intensity that it has to be. And you need to communicate this to your team. Like a coach. You need to be articulate and passionate. Articulate and passionate and specific with your words and verbiage. And intentional with your actions. And every step that we take needs to be moving with a purpose. And every step needs to shake the earth right now. We need to go. And that's what has to happen right now. Just letting you guys know. You got people that need to do 20,000. And the only way they're going to do 20,000 is if they're on a full court press. Which means they should be on the fucking phones right now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning chomping at the bed. Who's hungry? That's what I want to know. I'm waiting. I'm asking. The food's out there. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. We're out there. There's all kind of food to go get right now. Eat it all up. People must be having full belly syndrome. I need to find people that are hungry. Maybe some people are eating. They're cool, fine. If 250 is your number, we're going to pass you up, Bo. You could be at 250 and be cool. If you're making enough money right now, people start making enough money, I'll find people that ain't making enough money. I'll find people that are hungry. Simon told me, he said, Tommy, you make $1 million, just chill out. I don't want to make $1 million and chill. I want to make $2 million and bust my fucking ass. That's what I want to do.
Don't you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's me. I had the option to do it. I had the option. He said, you make $1 million, just chill out. I said, that's not me. If I have an opportunity where I can bust my ass and make $2 million, I'd rather bust my fucking ass and sacrifice everything and make $2 million than chill and make $1 million. That's just how I am. That's like Gio talks about being the lion. I don't want the meal. I'm ready to go for the hunt. I want to be up in it. I want to be diving. I want to feel the pain. I want to feel the pain. You feel me? I want to get in the game. I want someone to fucking hit me in my fucking head. I want to get in there and get elbowed in the face. I want to run into a fucking pick. Pick me, let's go. I want to feel it, Case. Live it, love it. Let's go. That's what I want. I don't want to chill. I can go back to fucking Pittsburgh and chill. We're not here to chill. There's people that are supposed to be doing $20,000. 3 weeks into the month, they got 2 weeks left. If we don't bring it as a coach, they're not going to hit their goals. They're not going to hit it. If you're not out there bleeding, busting your knees, diving for the ball right now, if they can't see you coming to the sideline fucking exhausted, if they don't see that shit, they don't feel it, they're not going to go do it. Who do you think's going to lead the bill? Bill Paxton? Mr. Cartwright? Who's going to lead the Bulls? Right? We need someone out there getting physical, making it happen. So, Mason, Marissa, where they at? Do you know? Make sure you know exactly where they're at. Going into today. Then you have a game plan, which shouldn't take long because you've been in this business long enough. Take the game plan. If it's 8,000, 10,000, 15,000, whatever they need over the next 2 weeks, and we reduce it to the ridiculous. Just do it. Simple. Everybody should get. Here's your prescription. Here's your prescription. Here's your prescription. Just hand them out like a doctor. You know, and make sure they take the medicine though. If it's 42 calls in the mornings and 72 calls in the afternoon and 100 calls at night, and it's 227 calls a day, you got to sit there and make sure that they're taking their pills. You can't just say, go, you can't trust that they're going to do it. Some of them might have to shove the pills down their throat. You might have to sit there like a baby and tell them you can't go to lunch until you hit this. You can't go to dinner until you hit this, and you can't leave till you hit this. But it should be broken down to calls, and the easiest thing you can track and the most controllable thing that we can use. Control what we can control. Looking at the war, Josh had his war report printed out.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure you guys have your war report. I got a printer out there. Nice one. Nice printer. Color. Prints in color. Take advantage of it. Print all the shit you want out, guys. It's unlimited. We have opportunity unlimited. Unlimited printing. You can make as many calls as you want. You can print out the call sheets. You can sell as much. And the company won't get mad if you make too much money. They'll pay it to you. You know, there's some companies who are like, oh, this dude made all kind of money. Not gonna pay it to him. That happened to my dad. My dad was supposed to get a bonus based upon the growth of his company. My dad grew the company way more than the boss thought he would grow it. So then he was supposed to give him a big bonus, and then the boss didn't want to pay it to him. AIL, you get a big bonus, they can't wait to cut that check. They pay millions of dollars on a weekly basis. So reduce their goals down to ridiculous. Gio, Christina, Austin, Ashley, Melissa, Marquise, Vince, Reich, Drew, Tommy, Jans, Josh, Ryan Wilson, Steve Ellis, Dalton, Zach M, you know, Faith, Pat, Marvin, Hunsberger, Reich, all those people who said they're going to do 20,000, well, we got to go. Most of them are behind. I don't think anybody really
Maybe a few of them are close, being halfway where they need to be, but nobody's on pace right now. Nobody's on pace. So that's big coaching point for today. And you got to be full court pressing them all week. All right, the Moore report. Pay attention. Who puts your numbers in the Moore report? Who put them in? So how do you get 2,000 third interviews show up? Like, you should be paying attention. So you're not zoned in. Not zoned in. People think they're zoned. I'm zoned in. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm so coachable. We'll see.
I had Josh check on it just to make sure it was in there.
We'll see. Good job, Drew. Drew went to his RGA and say, hey, can you double check my Moore numbers just to make sure they're in right? Good job, Josh and Drew, communicating that. At least you got them in there. Wish there were better numbers in there.
Me too. Need to be better, for sure.
So it has to start somewhere. So look at your numbers. That's the starting point. Your WAR report and your Moore report are the starting points. Your WAR report and the Moore report. So the WAR report, you look at it, find out how many appointments did we have. Josh's team had 80 appointments, right? Saw 30 people. Show ratio is low, right? Sold 6. Closing ratio, low. 6 out of 30, what did we miss? You should at least had 10. At least had 10. We're supposed to be killers, right? So 6 out of 30 instead of 10 out of 30 means you guys missed what? 4 sales. 4 sales. That would have been a 66% improvement on where you missed, right? So you guys could have did 66% more. You should have 130, 160, 170% of what you did last week in sales and production minimum. Where are we missing these 4 sales? How do we see 30 and close 6 instead of closing 10? How'd that happen? Where did we miss these 4 sales? We gotta tighten it up. It's too loose right now. We gotta tighten it up. We gotta tighten it up, man. The people are out there saying whatever the fuck they think is cool to say right now, and they ain't saying my words the way I tell them to say it. They ain't doing it. I guarantee it. You gotta tighten it up and stop letting it happen. You gotta tell them what the, like I would say, you understand what the fuck you're doing? You're fucking up people's life. Like, that's how serious this is. When you go out there and you say the wrong fucking words to these people, you're fucking up their life. They have one opportunity to get life insurance. One. I don't know. How often have you sat down with your life insurance agent, and how old are you, Drew? Huh?
Once.
How many times have you sat down with your life insurance agent in your lifetime? One time. How old are you?
33.
33. And do you even have a wife and kids? No.
It was me. I said that myself.
Drew sat down with himself. Right? How many at-bats do these families get to get their life insurance? And we're fucking around with this opportunity. We're fucking around with it. We're not taking it serious. We're looking at it like, oh, I got to give a presentation. I hope they buy from me. No. This is their one opportunity. We have to take it seriously. We are, but we're not. They're not taking their words as serious. Austin, for example, thinks it's a game. She thinks it's a fucking game or something. It's our job to instill the severity and the seriousness into them. It's not my fault if my kid thinks it's a game to run and play in the streets. It's not his fault, it's my fault. It's my fault if my kid thinks it's cool to play in the streets, right? Thinks it's a game. That's not a game. It's my fault as a leader if my agent thinks it's a game to say, let's sign in for the life insurance. Okay, yeah. Like, no. Listen, this is fucking serious. You got to pay for the rest of your life. If you're not going to pay for the rest of your life, I'm not going to enroll you into these benefits. Or it's pointless. Like, that's how serious it got to be. So anyways, we got, let's see here. We got the Moore report here. The Moore, starting with the WAR, like Josh has, and the Moore are the first 2 reports that you should have every Monday. And I'd have the war report printed out Thursday as well for my halftime numbers, okay? Anybody that blanked last week, major, like, please do not think that it's anything else besides skill or will. There's something busted. There's something busted. It's not the leads. It's not the earth was on just a little bit of a wrong tilt last week. It was a harvest moon. Like, no, there's no rhyme or reason. The clients, they're not all crazy. There's something that they did or didn't do, and that's why they got the result that they're getting. Should never blank. Should never blank.
Usually activity.
Activity is usually the big one, but in your situation, you also had a skill issue, because you also missed some sales along the way, and your show ratio is a little bit lower, you know? But also, I don't think a phone session should go by without Josh's team being over 100 appointments set by now. We've been here for 1.5 years, fellas, right? Gio got over 100 set, and then 130, and Vince's team got 70. They got 200 set. You guys got 60. How could a year go by? They grow an organization that set 200 on a phone night. A whole year go by, you guys are still setting 60. Come on. What are we building here? Back to the basics. 8 to be great. Where's the presets at? How many referrals are people coming in with? So I don't know, Casey and my dad, you guys got 2 and 1 respectively, so 3 last week. Josh had 1 out of 4, Drew had 1 out of 4. Vince had 0, and then he reported 1 late, so 1 out of 7, I think his goal was, or 1 out of 8 his goal was. How many did you have the week before when we were in convention? Casey had 3, my dad had 5, or 2.
I didn't have any in convention. There was none. We were in convention. There was none.
No.
The one high.
Gio, you were in convention, right? How many did your MGA team get when you were at convention?
We had 6.
6. Okay. So Gio was at convention and got 6 hires. Vince was at convention and got 0 hires. Gio comes back from convention, got 7 hires last week. Vince got 1. So 13 over the last 2 weeks. Great job, Gio. We should give this dude a standing ovation for killing it. Great job, bro. 6 and 7, 13. Gio, or Vince, you got 1. Casey over the last 2 weeks got 3 and 5. So you guys got 8. Drew, what did you get last week while we were at convention?
2 and then 1 this week. So
2 and 1. So you're at 3 over the last 2 weeks. 2 and 1 again. 2 last week and 2 and 1 this week.
6.
1 and 1.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
6 and 6 would be 20 for us.
So you need 6 and 6, right? And you'll be at 20 for the month. All right. So what do you need, Josh? 2 more weeks left to get hires.
Pretty much like 8 a week.
What was your total number you needed? 16. So you need 7 a week.
Yeah.
Josh needs 7 a week to be at 16 hires. Drew, yours is 16, so you need 7 and 6 basically. Gio, you're at 13, and your number was 20.
Yeah, it's 25.
25. Okay.
They went up to 30 though.
All right. So the up at the 30 will put you at 17 needed. So like an 8 and a 9.
Yep.
So you did 6 and you did 7. So now you got to do 8 and then 9.
Yeah.
How funny would that be, right? So you hit 8 and a 9, boom.
We got that.
All right. Vince, you're at 1 hire for the month out of a goal of what?
It's 25 as well.
All right. What are you gonna do?
Just gotta bring as many fucking as I can, man. Just gotta go ham. Got to get at least 8 over the next 2 weeks. But I saw you were saying to Reich or Gio, I don't know whose call that was, but you guys were saying he was doing some, he can do some. Is that still a thing? Or
No,
him and
You-
Huntsberger?
my dad? Were you saying my dad? I'm sorry. Or who?
No, Reich and Huns.
Reich and Huns, if they know how to do them and they're prepared, I don't think Reich really knows how to do them. He tried this past week.
Yeah.
You know, more power to him. I don't know if he's 100%,
All right.
you know,
Sounds good.
there on
I
doing
was
it.
helping out, right, too.
How is he? Have you seen anything? Have you seen him do a third? Anybody?
No, you just studied.
Nobody saw him do
I
a
heard him a
third.
little bit, and actually had him hop on one of mine because he was asking me, and then I actually went over it with him afterwards.
All right.
But
So,
Yeah.
you know, you watch me do it. I watch you do it. You do it. That's the 3-step process. So who did he watch do it?
he was intro half mine.
Watch some cases. Did he watch any of Gio's?
He watched a
Did
lot
he
of Gio's recordings. He said.
Yeah.
Did he watch your events? Did he sit in on a third with you before?
He did not this week though, but he has sat in on my third before. Yes.
All right. And then nobody saw him do a third yet though, right?
I was listening to him a little bit, actually.
Okay, yeah. So no, he can't do one. You have to, he has to watch you do it. And then you have to watch them do it and give your approval too. You can say, oh, I seen him do it. It was horrible, but I seen him do one. Well, if it's horrible, you better fix it, have him do it again until it's good. And then once it's good, then he does them.
All right.
Same thing with Huntsberger.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
However, why the fuck do they need to do third interviews, Gio? You're getting one hire a week. What are you doing? How are you acting like you're so bogged down that you need all these people to help you get hires, dude? You haven't even got like 15 hires in a month since you've been an MGA. What are you about bogged down for? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. What are you even asking me if Reich or Huntsberger can help you do thirds? How do you need help doing third interviews? You're not getting any hires. You're getting 3. You got 1 hire. And the week before we left for convention, I said, my dad will help us get hires this week so you can get the ALP. And you got all excited about that. And my dad got 2 hires for you and you guys didn't write no ALP. Like, what the fuck was that? Do you guys remember? I was like, hey, before convention, okay, we need everybody to drop ALP this week before convention because I don't want people to come back from convention and be behind, right? So I said, my dad will do thirds for you just so if you need it. So you got the most excited person out of this room was, I think it was Vince was like really excited about that one. Casey could give a fuck. Drew didn't care. Gio didn't care. You're the only one that actually got excited about that, okay? So I'm like, all right, cool. Vince is excited because he's going to have someone do the third interviews and he's going to go drop ALP. And then we went to convention and there's no ALP that was written.
I wrote 4. It's not enough. Nowhere close.
We wrote 4 the week before. That was our big week when we got the t-shirts. That was the big week when we got the t-shirts. So
Yeah.
the point is, guys, is I don't understand that question really, but yeah, I mean, sure, they can do them if they are developed and duplicated properly, then we can delegate that out. But we got to develop, duplicate, then delegate.
That's fine. I just wanted to know.
All right, so you guys know what you need over the next few weeks. We got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left for May, and it's over. Releases today. Make sure we got those lined up. I only saw Gio's people were getting released today. Nobody else got any releases going on. Let's get these people trained up and get them released. Executive council. So it'll probably just be us. I don't see anybody else that we'll need to have on here with us. Once we move into the new house, ASAP, we'll do an executive council up there.
Maybe Edgar.
Maybe Edgar, he can help us with stuff. That's a good call. Once we get set up, I'll have an office and then we'll have a country club. So we can go over to country club, we can have meetings over there, have lunch,
take some time to swim in, we could go shoot some golf balls, you know what I'm saying? Get some food ordered into the house. But what you guys gotta do is write down the topics that you wanna get accomplished. The main topic that I have for this is going to be the training app. It needs to be done. It's a major investment of time and money. But it's worth all the time and all the money that we put into it. Before I was obsessed with perfection. I wanted it to be perfect. So I wanted it in this room with the screen up, perfect lighting, nice camera, great microphone, all that. And I still would prefer that. However, I'll take what I can get right now, right? So if you're feeling it, you got your iPhone up, you know, just set your iPhone up, like on a nice little stand and record yourself. Maybe record on this side though. So don't be looking at yourself, actually turn it around this way, record on the nice camera on this side of your iPhone, right? And just rip it, whatever it is. Hey guys, today we're gonna go, you're not gonna say nothing. I think you were thinking too much. Like, hey, today guys, my name is Tommy Vina with the Vina Agency. I've been here, I'm a Leo. July 28th, I wrote 24,000 my first month. Today we're gonna go over how to collect referrals. I mean, you know, like, we don't need all that. Literally, you just be like, hey gang, today we're gonna go over how to collect referrals off the Child Safe. So right when you get through the first no cost benefit, which is their A, B, and D, I transition into the Child Safe portion like this. Here, I'm gonna role play with it. Let's say with Joe and Mary. So now Joe and Mary, the next benefit that they set up for you, you guys familiar, or you guys have, what do I say? You guys know people with kids. You guys know people with kids, right? Oh, okay, great. The police and firefighters, they're really honest about this. You're gonna love this next benefit. And then I play the video, right? Yeah. So like, if you're feeling it, record that shit, okay? Send it over, and yeah, you could send it over to me, and I could just put it right onto the YouTube, or I can just go on your phone and put it onto the YouTube. Either way, it's really easy. Also, now, if your agents come to you with questions, like, I don't know, like for instance, Austin was telling me about solidification, right? So I'm on the phone with her and I'm like, here's my solidification. She's like, oh man, that shit was good, that was fire. She's like, I'm writing it all down. I'm like, there's no way she got all that. So then I told Edgar, I said, Edgar, go through all the morning sales coffees and find where I'm talking about solidification and then send it to me. So Edgar sent me that, and then I just clipped it and made it into just a quick little training video we could put on there for solidification. But that's just one. We could have Gio going over it one day, Drew going over it another. We could have 6 solidifications in the solidification section of the training app. And most of the stuff is already done and on here. You know, we got to put this shit together. Like, we have to put it together. We have to take time and get this app done. That's holding us up.
Year of recording in there, we have to have that.
There's, everything's covered. We have a year of stuff. Dude, what if we hire somebody? We can hire 100 people and just give them the training app. Like, wouldn't that be sweet? Wouldn't that be sweet? Where you just hire 100 people and just give them the training app?
Frees up a lot of time.
Something that like they have to follow through like before.
Yeah, we could somehow track modules if they completed them, scores, all that shit.
Want to move forward until they complete that one section.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be phenomenal. So I'm down to put the time and the money into that. Out of all things,
Huge.
that would be huge. And I think when we do that, that'll solve a lot of the questions of what we will go over on executive council is going to be scripts, right? Executive council, we're going to go over scripts. So what are we using for this? What are you using for this? What are you using for POS? What are we using for? Well, that's going to be on the app because that's the phone call that we're going to put on the app, you know? So that's my number one topic, but whatever you guys want, topics. If you want to take a look at Slack, Albie's really big on Slack. He said it's a way to run a virtual office, but it costs as much as an office. It costs probably $5-6 grand a month if we want to pick this sucker up, as much as having an office.
What is it?
It's a virtual office. So he runs his whole deal through. Everybody just goes on Slack and there's like different conversations. He says like they'll have like
I don't know, like sports, like people that are really into football. There's like a group where the football people can talk about, fantasy football, and there's a group where people can talk about stocks, and it's like a social app where people can kind of meet up and, hang out virtually on there. So look into it. I looked into it a little bit. It would take we'd have to learn it. And he told me he'd get his managers on to do that. On a side note, he wants to meet with us and then all his MGAs and do like a little executive council meeting and just kind of talk some shop for probably like 2-3 hours, one day, one morning virtually, So just keep that in mind. I'll let you guys know when we're gonna schedule that. But I thought that was a good idea for us to hop on with them, exchange some good, best practices, what they're doing, what we're doing. Gio got some fire from the pipeline, right? What were some of the key pointers that they said that they do?
Yeah, they actually have a grouping for pipeline. They have a separate group.
So they have a group me for pipeline.
Yeah, each stage of the game is a separate grouping. So they'll have a grouping for the pipeline. As soon as they pass their test, they put them in a separate group that's specific toward the script. And then from the script, once they accomplish their script, then they have a training grouping. And then from the training grouping, they go into the regular group.
Nice.
So it's like, the reason why they do it like that is what they were saying is like, there's a lot of things, like when you put a trainee in a group meeting, there's a lot of things that we talk about that don't pertain to the trainees. So it's a little bit more specific.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. They have a staff person specific to the pipeline. So that hits them up, like honestly, they're contacted every single day pretty much.
That's what I was gonna have my dad do for us.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, and then they run 2 pipeline meetings, pre-licensing meetings. Tuesday and Friday, I think is when they do it, which is perfect, because that's when you were thinking about doing that one on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And what else did I get from that? I took some notes. There was probably 2 more things I just tip of my tongue, I can't think of, but just really, really maintaining a good relationship with the pipeline and main relationship, taking them out to lunch, spending good time with them, stuff like that. Can't think of anything else right now. But there's definitely like 2 more things I got from that we're implementing.
Yeah. I know bringing them, to the office is that always helped for me, bringing them to lunch during the pipeline.
Yeah.
Remember, I took Jason Garland to lunch during the pipeline,
Yeah.
and I just ordered a steak salad. I got a filet mignon salad, and he said, "I'll have whatever you're having." So he got one too, and it was the first time he ever had filet mignon. So he never forgot that. He's like, I sat there with you, Tommy. I'll never forget that. You brought me to lunch, but I didn't even start with the company. I couldn't believe that I was talking to the boss man before I even started with the company, So anyways, I know that helps. Coffee, all that stuff. Even if you do a virtual coffee with them, stuff like that, Vince, did you raise your hand, or I think it was on mute though? Check your thing.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask, did you say there's a group me separately for when they're doing the STC, and then when they're done with that, they go into a separate group me for script review people only?
Yeah. The first group me is focused on getting their license. Once they pass, then it's focused on script. Then once they know their script, they get into training class. Now they go into the training class group me. And then when they get released, which I hate saying the word release, when they become an agent, then they go into the main group me of their team, I guess, like the MGA team group me or whatever.
Okay. I do one right now for everybody in the pipeline who's doing script and pre-licensing, but honestly, the fact that they're in different spots, some of them like that, it does mess it up. So that's a good idea. I like that.
Well, I think also for just accounting purposes, it just keeps it like pretty easy, because you just open up the group, like, boom, here's all my people in the STC right now. Boom, here's all my people that have passed that I got to get the script down. And that's a good one, dude. You got a bunch of people in, that's exciting. And then training class, right? So I think keeps them in, it kind of manages your pipeline too, and keeps them in those stages mentally too. So that's cool.
So yeah, I like that for sure. I always know using the group me or something like that would be beneficial. I just never, figured what would be the ideal, but I like that situation there. So that's touching on the pipeline there. MGA game plan. So I don't have them here. I have it in my office, but I basically wrote down, what the MGA game plan would look like. If everybody who wants to be an MGA becomes an MGA in time, like let's say 1 year from now. The goal would be by the end of the year. Worst case by the end of the first quarter, by March, April, by the end of the first quarter would be the worst case, ideal situation we'd like to make happen. So, just to talk about what would that look like, So for Geo, we'd have, Vince, Melissa, Austin, and I would say maybe Justin Karsner by then. Now, keep in mind that it's May. May flowers, where they come out of? They come out of the ground. Where do flowers come out of? They come out of the ground. So 1 minute you're walking by and there's dirt. Next minute you're walking by, what do you got? Boom, where'd that thing in? Popped out of nowhere. Just popped on up, right? It's May. We have until next year. You know how many months that is? You got 8 months. 8 months. Do you know how many MGAs can pop up that aren't here right now? That you're just walking down, you meet a guy, all of a sudden he's graduated, he's the captain of the football team, boom. All of a sudden you meet a licensed agent like me. I need to go after licensed agents. When I came into this business, guess what I was? I was a licensed agent. I was a financial advisor. And I remember I was like, I got all these clients. I had 150 clients. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles. Josh's mom was one of my clients. Remember Sean Quinn? Sean Quinn's dad. God rest his soul, he just passed away. Mr. Quinn and Mrs. Quinn. The quarterback, when I played football in high school, my quarterback would throw the ball up and I would run up there and I would go catch it. We played football. He was the quarter. He sent his parents to me. He said, Tommy, my dad got this retirement money. Will you manage it? So I'm managing my quarterback, one of my good friends' parents' money. I had 150 people. All these people gave me their money. And I was worried about my clients. So I remember Simon was like, well, now instead of your clients being people that you manage your money, now your clients are going to be your people on your team. And instead of helping manage their money, you're going to help manage them make money. So I created way more wealth for way more people through this business than through managing my buddy's $100 a month investment. My dude's giving me $100 a month and I'm buying like a mutual fund with this shit. How much wealth am I really creating? You know what I'm saying? I'm not really creating that much. But if I can create, 10 MGAs, right? You're creating 10 millionaires. So anyways, these MGAs, I'm just saying to you right now, I want you to start thinking like you have an MGA that's within your arm's reach that you literally can just reach out, grab them, put your arm around them and say, hey buddy, you're coming with me. And they're like, and they try and like say, well, no, I'm good. They try and get out. You know what you do? Put them in a headlock, okay? And say, no, motherfucker, you're coming with me. And put them in a headlock, and with the headlock, you gotta rip it down, and you drag them all the way to the top, okay? If you have to drag somebody to the top right now, you don't give them a choice. You say, you're coming to the fucking top, I don't care, kicking and screaming. All right. Once you get up there, if you hate it that bad, you can go back down. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to be, Case. So Geo, in this situation, plus you're your own MGA on top of this, right?
Yep.
So I put a minimum of 750,000 next year. Is what we gotta make. All we're doing this year is getting ready to make 750 next year. In this situation, now you would have Melissa, right? And Melissa, she should be an RGA with Christina Andy. So she should make at least 250. So between you guys, that's $1 million out of that apartment.
Trapping.
Out of the trap house. And then we would have Austin, who should at that point have Brian Wilson and Dustin. And she should make 250, 300. Then you'd have Vince, who should have Hunsberger and Reich plus himself. So Vince should make about 400,000. And Austin should make probably at least 300 to 400,000. That make sense so far?
Yes.
So Vince, you gotta make sure though, when Reich and Hunsberger get promoted, you gotta have some people that you've developed and that you've duplicated so that we can start delegating the same tasks that these people are doing. So, 3 to 6 months goes by fast. So that's why we're doing all this daily development. So Vince right there, 400. And then we would go to, let's say, Josh, right? Who else would be? You know what? Who else can be an MGA by next year? How about this? What about Reich and Hunsberger? Reich, and he should be an RGA, and he should have Faith and Marvin. And then Hunsberger,
You don't put their income.
yes. And dude, Reich should be making the same thing, 300 to 400. Hunsberger should be making 400,000 next year. I don't see any reason why. If he has Pat Sullivan, he has Dalton Pritt, he has Stephen Ellis, plus he's an MGA himself. This is for everybody to be MGAs. It's for everybody to be MGAs. And then who do we have? Out of this crew, that's everybody.
It's $3 million basically.
Yeah, we have our own vacation, man.
These top guys, $3 million.
So Josh, you'll have Drew, you'll have Jay Vaughn, and you'll have George. George is a personal recruit of mine that I got from Jacksonville. He was the guy who was selling me shoes down there when I was opening the office in Jacksonville. He's a young guy, he's slick, right? Basically, it's just somebody that we're gonna drag to the top. It's like, listen, you, by the end of this, you got 1 year, you're gonna be an MGA, you gotta make $200,000 next year. How's that sound? He's like, that sounds pretty good to me.
We don't
So-
gotta drag him, he's ready to go.
He's ready to go,
Yeah.
right? Well, there's two different George. There's Jorge and then there's George. You never even met George. You met Jorge, right? You met Jorge.
Who's George?
That he calls himself George too.
I call him George.
Yeah.
Spent a whole week on him.
Yeah, which, hey, I you know what? When I say George, I'm just gonna say it's either George or Jorge, but one of the Georges is gonna be an MGA, but they both should be, They both should be. So one of them. So that would be Josh. You have 3 of those MGAs. You should be making 400,000 plus. And then Drew, you should have at least Tommy Whalen by that point, right? So you'll be making about 300,000. 200 off your MGA team and 100 off of his, or 250 off of yours, 100 and 100 off his, So 400,000. Off of your MGA deal, and here's the key, everybody got to do $1 million. Have to do $1 million. So if you do $1 million out of your MGA deal, you'll make 200,000. Right? And that's not you writing any business. But if you promote an RGA, then you're going to have a higher MGA contract. It goes up another 5%. So now you'll probably make, if you do $1 million, you'll probably make close to like $140, maybe, figure out what another 5% on that would be real quick. So that's 50 grand, 35%, 30. So instead of making 100, you'll make 135. Right? So think about that. So as long as your MGA deal's doing $1 million, you're making $135 and you're getting an 8% renewal. So like, you know, when your GA is at 5 and you're at 7, you get a 2% renewal, right? Well, now your MGA team, instead of 2%, it's gonna go to 3%.
Well, then you still have an RGA.
We're talking about your MGA deal right now. So just on your MGA contract, so Josh, you got what percentage MGA contract?
75.
75, right? When Drew becomes an RGA, your MGA contract's gonna go to 80 on your MGA deal. So that same $1 million that you would do, instead of getting a 2% renewal, now you're gonna get a 3% renewal, which is a 50% increase on your renewals. Okay, and MGA renewals are already sick. So it makes a big difference. And your advances, instead of 7.5%, there'd be 12.5% advances on the whole MGA deal. Because the GA is gonna be at 67.5 and you'll be at 80%.
Oh,
MGA
okay,
contract.
because the other MGA, okay, gotcha.
No, that's just your MGA contract. Your RGA contract, you're gonna be at 80% RGA and Drew will be at 75% MGA. So you'll still have the same 5% override, 1% renewal and all that on his MGA. Make sense?
Yes.
I'm confused because you, as an MGA, you still have your RGA, so.
What are you saying if you have
You
another?
have two teams. You have an MGA team, you have an RGA team.
Yeah.
Your MGA contract is 75%, your RGA contract's 80%,
5%, yeah.
80%,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, it's 5% different.
Yep, so Drew's gonna be at a 75 MGA, you'll be at 80% RGA, right? You'll still be at a 75% MGA. Normally, we're gonna bump that to an 80%. So you're gonna have an 80% MGA and 80% RGA instead of a 75-80. That make sense?
Yes, and that happens once theoretically becoming an RGA. Correct. Because okay, yes, okay, I got you.
Right? Okay, all right. So just wanted to clarify that. So that's why there'll be even a little bit more money than normal. So that takes care of Drew, right? And then Casey, you have to have a promotion here by when?
August or September, right?
Like August, I think it's September. So Casey got to promote in September. My dad has to promote in September. So we want to try and get Marissa and Mason to a position where we can promote. And you don't want to know what I'm thinking the whole time? I was like, why would Mason, what would hold Mason back from that? Besides, maybe if the person's just a complete slug, you know what I'm saying? If they're just a complete knucklehead, we can't fit, like you can't shove a square into like a circle hole. Like if it's not gonna fit, it's not gonna fit. Like some people we can get in there. Some people like Rich Trump. I mean, like it'd be like, that'd be hard to shove Rich into an MGA position. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard to fit him in there, right? Like I could get 1 million fucking hires, but still to have him be an MGA is gonna be tough, What's holding Marissa and Mason back from being MGAs? What's holding Man Reed back? What's holding anybody back? This is all it is, guys. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Literally all it is. If I need him to be an MGA, he's gonna have to have 10 people on his team, right? Well, in order to have 10 people on his team, what month are we? We're in May, so we got June, July, and August. So we got 3 months. So I'm gonna need to code 5 people a month. Just for him. So he can code 15 and at least keep 10. And then the same thing for her. She's gonna have to code 5 people a month. So, we got a game plan. Where are we gonna get these 5 codes? We're already in May. Unless you probably got a good, I'd say 15 to 20 people in your pipeline right now, you might get 5 codes next month. Just for that. So you need 15 in your pipeline for Marissa, 15 in your pipeline for Mason. Right now, minimum, just to give us a chance. If not, we're gonna have to really pump things up here in May and like make a crazy run for it. But the only way to get 5 codes here is we're gonna need about 15 to 20 hires a month. So May, you need about 15 to 20. June, July, you need 15 to 20 every single month. If we got these hires, let's say you hired 60 people, 20 of them would come in the door. And if you had 20 come in the door, at least have 10 to 15 of them that should be able to stick for a couple of months, at least to get them going until more people come in the door. So the only thing that's holding a lot of these promotions back is like all these are just if they get the hires, if they get the hires. That's all that is, if they get the hires, right? So I started talking with the FBLA last week about this. Then I went over this a little bit in the managers meeting. But I don't see, you know, I don't know. I don't see anybody, you know, not making out really, really well 1 year from now. This is why we came out here, so everybody can eat. And here's the cool thing. As long as everybody's eating, you guys are gonna be fine. You guys will always be fine. You know, as long as all your people are eating, there'll be plenty, you know? And the cool thing is that if you make a lot of people a bunch of millionaires, okay, and you have a bad day, you never have to worry about lunch. Saying, if you make a lot of people a bunch of money and a lot of millionaires, and you blow all your money, you have a bad day, you invest in a Tesla and Elon Musk goes down a hole or whatever, your cryptocurrency bankrupts you and your family. Okay, if that happens, no big deal. You got 25 millionaires that you just developed. Just go sleep on their couch, eat their food, drive their cars. They owe you. They owe you lunch. They owe you something, you know? So you always be rich. You always be rich, you know? That's pretty cool. Like I could call up a lot of people, and if I had, hey, Tom, you'd have the basement, bro. I'm like, cool, you know? So keep that in your back pocket too. Cool. So check it out, man. These are all 200,000 plus, you know, so anybody down here should be making 200,000. So, you know, Vince should make 200, Melissa 200, Austin 200, Justin at least 200, Christina 200, Ryan and Dustin. And, you know, Dustin's someone we're gonna have to maybe, hey, you're coming to the top with us, bro. Okay, I don't care if you want to run around Mexico City, but you're coming to the top with us. You know what I'm saying? So that might be Dustin. Right, then we got, you know, Hans and Wright, they're each gonna make 200,000 off their MGA team. With events, you know, because you're RGA, you'll make 100,000 off each of them. That's how it works. So you should make 200 off your MGA deal and 100 off of each MGA. Okay, 200 off your MGA deal and 100 off of each of your MGAs as the RGA. And those are all, you know, based upon doing about $1 million a year with no personal production or renewals included.
And you get the growth bonuses now.
And no growth bonuses included in that as well, guys. This is all just weekly bonuses and commissions, no personal production, no renewals, and no growth bonuses are included in any of these incomes. So Vince, your growth bonus next year should be just nasty. Like nasty. I'd say, you know, your growth bonus next year, let's say this year you guys should do, let's say this year you do 2 million and next year you do 4 million. That's $200,000 in growth.
2 million.
2 million in growth.
Or 2 million in growth at what? 35% or 15%?
15.
15% on 2 million. That's 300,000. And then you get the code bonus kicker on that, which would be 35%. So that's like another 100,000. So you got a $400,000 bonus next year just in growth bonuses on top of your 400 sitting right there. So that's like 800.
Was it over a year?
Yeah, I did the whole year. Just
Okay, so that's 100,000 a quarter.
Mhm. And all that is just you guys just doing your numbers. You doing a mill, these guys doing a mill. You know, you're gonna have to keep humming on your MGA team, but you know, Reich, same situation. You know, he won't have no growth bonuses that year. Huntsberg won't have any growth bonuses, but they could be up there in the $300,000-$400,000 range, and we could set Faith up next year, man. You know how happy you think Faith's gonna be next year if she's up to make 200, 250, you know, right? That'd be awesome. Jay Vaughn, what do you think Jay Vaughn will be freaking running around this building every morning, you know, right? That's why he came out here.
Dancing on the storm.
Why do you think he came out here? He came out here
For opportunity.
to make $200,000 and not even ask no questions, you know? Shoot first, ask questions later. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission. So, you know, Josh should make 400 minimum. You know, you got Drew doing $1 million, Javon doing $1 million, George doing $1 million, you doing $1 million. That's 500,000. Tommy Whalen, 200,000. Drew, you could make 300,000 plus. And this is all who we have here. Last year, none of these names were here. It was all empty. It was a bunch of question marks, a bunch of
You
like,
can get Matt Jans there.
not Jans, you think?
He wants it almost more than Tommy does, to be honest with you.
Matt Jans did put it in his email, so, you know, we would have Tommy Whalen and Matt Jans over here.
He wants it almost more than Tommy does, to be honest with you.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else? That you think, I don't wanna miss any.
At least his communication's that way, you know what I mean, his actions toward it, or go toward that.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be a little early, but I'm just saying,
well,
if we're looking for people, that's.
so I got everybody's emails and all that too, so I'm gonna meet with you guys and them, and I think that'll be a good usage of our time. A good usage of our time. Okay, let's see here. Whatever the training gap, it's gonna be a major investment. We need the ALP, like we need the ALP. Nothing happens without a sale. Don't forget what we do as a company. Sell life insurance. Sensitive. So there's an email that came through from the CEO and it said sensitive on it. So I opened it up and it was about child safety kits. So if we're running child safety kits, we still want to take the same protocol and approach and care that we would on a PR lead, even though it's not a PR lead, because we're still associated with all those organizations like the American Federation of Teachers and the International Union of Police Associations, and Sam Cabral does sit on our labor advisory board. You know, so all that stuff, you know, just make sure that you're still
Same don't
handling.
door knock those anymore.
Oh, we can still door knock them. We can still door knock the child safe, which is cool. But yeah, but treat them just, you know, with some sensitivity, you know, and just remember that there's still those connections that go on there. Okay. All right. So here's just I wrote down just some stuff. So this is Sunday. You know, what do we do on Sundays, guys? Your main job on Sundays is to plan your week. Planning your week. You got to prioritize your time. So like I have anxiety all day on Sunday until my week's planned. Some Sundays I know I'm not going to get around to it until nighttime because I have a family and we have as soon as church is over, we're meeting for brunch, and as soon as brunch is over, I got to take them to the birthday party. As soon as the birthday party's over, we got to go to dinner with the grandmother, you know. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be able to plan until tonight. So I usually tell Jess, I'm like, all right, babe, you're going to have to drive. While you drive, I literally put my headphones on. They're sound blocking headphones. While she drives, I sit there and I have my phone and and I plan during the drive. You know, at night, you put the kids to bed, I got to go into the office. I'll go in there for 2 hours while she's giving them a bath and putting the kids to bed, and I'll plan out my week, you know. So that's just number one, huge thing, okay? And then, you know, what are some things you want to check on Sunday? Well, I would check on the schedule, how many weeks are left? What's my goal? What's my commit? How much do I need? Hires, codes, mitigations, ALP. First hires. All right. Yesterday, you know, if I was like Gio, I'd be like, all right, 2 weeks are down. I'm at 6, I'm at 7, so I'm at 13 hires. I got 2 weeks left. I want to goals 25. I'm going to bump it up to 30. So in order to do that, I'm going to do this. All right. Now I know what I need for hires. Okay. Now I'm going to say, well, how the hell am I going to get them? I need 7, I need 8. Where are they going to come from? Okay. Well, I got 3 third interviews set already. I got 4 personals this weekend. You know, I'm going to have probably a good 60 interviews set. So, you know, Melissa said she can set 30. I'm going to buy 20 jock forms.
Austin's gonna set 10, I'll set 5, you know, Madison's gonna reschedule some of these. If you add all the stuff up and you look at it like this right here, this should get me about 10 hires. So even if I come in 70%, I'll still hit my 7 or 8. You know what I mean? So figure out your game plan, how you're gonna get those. Then the next thing I would do would be hires, then what? Codes. Where am I at for codes? What am I gonna do to get them by the end of the month? Oh, Johnny, he's coded to Melissa. I'm gonna have to switch Johnny over to be coded to Christina. Well, let's catch that now, so we're not waiting till the end of the month, you know, before we have to try and switch these hierarchies, which we've all been there before. So you have to address the codes weekly. I said 4, I'm at 0. Here's my 4, I just need these agent numbers. Well, I better send an email. Send the email on Sunday, get it done right then and there. Here, I'm gonna email I'm waiting for Ashley's agent number. Johnny passed his test. We still gotta get approval for this pre-approval, or this is an out-of-state hire. Do we get this drop down in? You know what I mean? And get organized with the codes, hires codes. And then next is what? Hires codes, submitting agents. Well, how did I do last week? Where are we at submitting agents? My goal for this month was to be at 21 submitting agents by the end of the month. You know, here, what am I at right now? I have 17 possibles. 17 possibles. If I can get these 4 codes and get them released, you know, I got 2 people in training. I could be at 19. You know, I might not get to the 21. Looks like I only got 2 people that are going to be trained. I can't get the other ones released by then. But you game plan this out and figure out how many you're going to get on your submitting agent count. Oh, I'm going to have to terminate this one. She hasn't showed up or called me back in 3 weeks. Let's get her off the list. She's not a real submitting agent. Let's get her off. So you might have to drop 2, add 3, figure out how many submitting agents you're at. Because and the reason you need to figure out for the month is because you got to figure out where you're going to be for this quarter. Because you got to know that at the end of June, you needed to be at 30 submitting agents. You know, in order to be at 30 submitting agents by June, I need to be at 21 by the end of May, and I need to add 9 in June. And here's where my 9 are going to come from in June. So you're tracking your submitting agents. Because that's really the end goal. Whoever has the most names on that call board, making phone calls and submitting business on a weekly basis is going to win. And then the last thing, hires, coach, submitting agents. Then we go into the ALP. All right, so week 1, we did 7. Week 2, we did 18. I'm at 25. The goal was 75. I need 50,000. So I need 25 a week. 25 this week, 25 next week. All right, great. Well, I got 15 submitting agents. So if I can get every submitting agent to do 2,000, we'll hit our number. But I know that we're gonna average 2,000. That means I'm probably gonna have to do 6. This guy's gonna have to do 6. These guys are gonna do 4. And I'm gonna count on these guys to do 1,000. You figure out who's gonna do what, and you know every trick in the book to get to ALP. You guys know how to break it down by appointments. You know how to break it down by calls. You know how to reduce it down to the ridiculous. You know how to get people fired up. You know how to put people in contests. You know how to put incentives out there. So as a coach, you got to figure out, what do I need to do this week to get this number? How can I motivate the team to get this number? So hires, coach, submitting agents, ALP, that's what I look at every Sunday. Where am I at? Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, new month. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, new month. Every single month. But those goals are obviously tied into the annual goals, which are tied into the quarterly goals, which are tied into the monthly goals. So when you tie into an annual goal, then this week becomes a lot more bigger than really what it is, because we don't execute this week, we're behind for the month, behind for the quarter, behind for the year, and that's unacceptable. That's why execution is so key on a daily and weekly basis. So those are some things I look at. I make sure all my business is uploaded. Make sure all your business is uploaded. Remind, double check. Like, they reported me 24,000. There's only 18,000 uploaded. Where are we off here? And you realize Ashley didn't upload her business. I better remind her. Oh, she thought she hit the button, but it didn't work. Or she hit the button and the internet cut out on her. You know? So just check that, you know, on a Sunday real quick. Impact dashboards or something you can use. You want to plan out your manager's huddle, plan out your team huddle. So if you need help with planning out your team huddles, let me know. I'll help you plan them out. Easy peasy. I've done a million of them. If you want to go on Arias University, Justin Adams has a video under the managers section on how to run a team huddle. It's not bad. Just
Okay, it's just a decent little information you can use. But also I think I sent you guys an email on how to run an MGA team huddle that has everything broken down in there. You can go any which way with that too. So I take a look at the schedule on Sunday. I'm a big scheduler, so I look at my map, the calendar, and I see like what's going on. Okay, well, this day, oh, there's a birthday, or there's Memorial Day. How are we gonna handle Memorial Day, guys? Memorial Day, we're just gonna
Oh, wait, that's a serious question.
yeah, Memorial Day, we're just gonna call Monday. Monday, we're gonna open the office at 3.
That's the 31st.
It's a Monday. So we're just gonna have a normal call session on Monday for Memorial Day. We're gonna open office at 3. Normal call session on Memorial Day.
So no, HPD.
What do you guys want? Should we do an agency huddle that day? What do you think?
I can that weekend, when we come back.
I think it's just like MGA meetings, you just all that stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, we could have a late, quick team huddle, quick agency huddle, maybe like 3 o'clock, and then get on the phones or something. Maybe 2:30, and then you could do a team huddle, and then 2:30 to 3.
3:30, agency huddle.
Yeah, 2:30 to 3 agency huddle, and then 3 o'clock team huddle, and you get on the phones. So that'll be that Monday. Everybody's home that Monday. It's a great time to call. Just remind yourself and your people. Everybody's home that day. Sunday, man, you want to plan out your mind, body, spirit for the week. When are you going to get it in? What days are you going to do your mind, body, spirits? What time? Is it going to be Tuesday afternoon bike ride? Are you doing any team building events? Is it in the mornings? Sunday's a great day to work out. So that's stuff you want to do on Sundays, planning out your week, just a couple things. There's a lot of stuff you can do to plan out your week. Those are just a couple. I pretty much just wrote down what to do every day here, but Monday, you got to kill it. And you kill it on Monday because you're prepared. It's all about team. On Monday as a leader, it's all about the team. What do I have there? Time management. So on Monday, if you're directing your team to do stuff, you're directing like 10 people, 20 people all to do something, right? So it's big in time management on what you really want your team to do. If you have 10 people doing an hour in the retention, that's literally 10 man hours that you used right there, right? So if you're going to direct man hours, just be diligent, be respectful of that, be mindful, be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Like be a leader with that. Just know that when you tell everybody to do something, that's a lot of man hours that are going into something. So be just mindful of hey, you don't want to waste people's time on one end. But I don't want you to manage time out of fear of wasting people's time. Okay. I want you to manage time out of strength, out of aggression. Like I want you to aggressively manage people's time to maximize every second that they got. Some managers are like, oh, I don't want this to be like, I want this to be a really good meeting so nobody says that I wasted their time in the meeting. That's like shooting the ball and hoping that you don't miss. I want to run this meeting and rock the fucking house. You know what I mean? And I'm going to try and score. That's the ideal. That's the ideal situation. So when you're managing people's time, manage it aggressively, But just think about that, when you're given direction this week on, hey, on Tuesday, everybody, we're going to all, make calls at this time, or we're all going to go drink beers. We're all going to go do this. We're all going to go do that. Just be mindful of, really how impactful, because if we're all going to go build a house, think about that. Hey, we're all going to go build a house. If you got 100 people and you take 10 hours, you probably better put together a house with all those hours, it's a lot of hours. So huddles, that's Monday. You got to have huddles with your team, a lot of time on the phones calling and time with your team. You should be calling your pipeline, meeting with people one-on-one on Mondays. And you can also get hires on Mondays. You can get hires on Mondays. There should be no thought in your brain like, I can't get any hires. Listen, okay, here's something else. I wrote this down on Thursday, okay? Because Thursday we go like this. I can't get hires on Thursday. I don't know who came up with that idea, why you can't do anything. This is your life. You're the boss. Aren't you the boss? Who's the boss? You're the boss. Who sets your schedule? You. You set your schedule. So why can't you get hires on Thursdays? Because you didn't put it in your schedule to get hires on Thursday.
You get hires every day.
You get hires every day. You know MORE stands for maximize opportunity to recruit every day. Not just recruit on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maximize opportunity, recruit every day. Every day. What did you do yesterday on Sunday to recruit? What did you do yesterday on Monday, Tuesday? Every day you got to recruit. So here, check this out. Ready? Try this line one time. Vince, try this out one time, okay? Sorry, gang. I can't make it because I have to get hires. Try it. I know you guys want to, like, sometimes I feel like we still want to be kids. Sometimes we still want to be kids and go to lunch with the team. But you can't, you have to grow up, you have to be the adult, you have to be daddy and say, hey kids, you can go to the park. Daddy gotta work. That's gonna set what kind of example for your kids? A good example. Oh, I remember that time I wanted to take Gio to lunch. He wouldn't come to lunch with me because he had to stay back because he had 2 third interviews booked. Or I remember that time I went to lunch with Gio and we had a chicken salad together. What do you think is gonna make a big impact on that man's life?
If it was a steak salad.
Maybe it was a steak salad, right? Honestly, what my son's like, I remember that time my dad took me to the park and we rode the slide together. Or he's gonna say, I remember that my dad was always working and he worked 2 jobs. And when he came home, he ate, and then instead of taking me to the park, he went to his other job. What do you think is gonna raise me? That's who raised me. My dad worked 2 jobs. He came home, he ate, and then he went to his other job. That's what I remember. And you would think that I would be like growing up, like sad about it or scarred or like, man, my dad never was there for me. I'm fucking proud of that shit. I'm so fucking proud of that. That's what I remember and endear. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about people in business, same thing. Same thing. Don't feel bad for yourself, Vince or Casey or Drew, that you had to stay here. I had to show up early and then I had to stay late and I had to do 3rd interviews and they all got to go to the gym and they all got to go to lunch and I had to do 3rd interviews and be a man and they got to be little kids. Like, what are you talking? That's my life. That's what we do. So try it out one time. Try it, say, sorry, gang, I can't make it because I have to get hires. You can do that on Thursday, Vince. I remember one of you guys asked me, like, how am I going to get hires on a Thursday?
9, 10 o'clock.
What are you talking about? We have a manager's meeting from 8 till 9.
Doing 9 and 10.
You could get 3rd done at 9. You could get 3rd done at 10. You get 3rd done at 11. You can do it at 12. You can do it at 1. You can do it at 2. You got a team huddle at 3. Maybe do a manager's huddle before that. But you got all those other hours. You don't need to go to lunch with the team. You don't need to go gallivanting around town on every Thursday. What you need to do, and why the fuck are you going to lunch on Thursday when you're at 0 fucking hires for the week? Think about that one. Think about it. Just think about that for 1 second. Let's just all stop and think about how whacked that is. How wacky is that? You're at 0 hires for the week. It's Thursday afternoon, and you're finding time to go to the gym and go to lunch and do all this baloney. I'm just telling you, if I was at 0 hires for the week, you would see Tommy very fucking pissed off, stressed, having anxiety, saying, sorry, I can't go to lunch. We're 0 hires for the week. In fact, you got to stay here too. You're not going to lunch either. Where the fuck do you think you're going? Sit your ass fucking down. We're calling third interviews right now until we get these fucking hires. You're all out of your fucking mind. That's how I'd be talking. That's how I would be. Not going to lunch like everything's all cool. That's what you should be doing on a Thursday. First of all, make sure you let your team know 4 hires. Gio had 3, almost had 4. I was ready to buy you guys lunch on Thursday, but I made the announcement this Thursday, lunch for all the managers for the team that's over 4 hires by Thursday. Do you got 2 already?
We got 2.
So Gio got 2 already. You got a jump start on it, man. So awesome job. 7 last week, 2 going into this week already. Now he got them after 4 on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome job on that. So yeah, we can't be in a kid anymore with our time. We got to grow up and be daddies and suck it up. Set the example for your team. Good. Just remember this though. Not every man or woman can handle a full plate. Not every man or woman can handle a full plate. It doesn't say not every kid. It doesn't say not every kid can handle a full plate. Because I don't expect a kid to handle full plate. If you want to act like a kid, act like a kid. But you want to act like a man or a woman, that's different. And not every one of those can handle a full plate. So make sure you handle your business. No excuses on that. Team huddles, guys. I was not good at this. I would always have my team huddles go later than they were supposed to, and I'd get in trouble for it. How many times was it 4 o'clock and Drew had to tell me, hey, Tommy, you got to go. Because we had a meeting every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And we had to go over the ALP report, right, Case? Right? Which was like a freaking going through the gauntlet. Poor Clemente was at the top of the list. So Simon would hit the top of the list and rip through your whole team. Why did this one report? Why is this one at 0? How did this one only turn in 900? Like he would just tear you apart. Well, what's the commit next week? What are you going to do? All right, if this one doesn't turn in business, we're recoding them. I mean, that was the conversation. By the time you get to the bottom of the list, though, you were kind of cool because he was kind of wore out from doing everybody. Here, that was the Clemente got it the worst though. But every Friday or every Thursday at 4 o'clock, we had to do that, and I'd be running in there late because I wanted to have my team huddle. Okay, I'm asking you guys to try and have you. Here's why you have to be done with your team huddle at 4 o'clock. Let me tell you why. Because you already have a prior obligation at 4 o'clock. Your schedule's so busy that you got a person you're meeting in the pipeline at 4 o'clock. You got a third interview you got to do at 4 o'clock, right? So I want you guys cutting your meetings off at 4 o'clock because you already have a prior meeting scheduled. I want you scheduling your time a little bit better. That'll help you, Vince. You guys are in there till 4:30 sometimes, man. And then you don't look busy, you don't look important, and you're not in control. You know, you don't look as busy and you don't look as important, right? Your team should be begging for your time because they can't get it. Because you're always busy. I said, hey, I got to stop at 4 o'clock today. If you guys need me, I'll be free around 5:30 to 6. But then at 6, I got another meeting. Then I'll be in a call room at 7. Like that's how busy you guys got to be. You know, not running the calls till 4:30 and then sitting around and drinking. Oh yeah, so what you're gonna make? Okay. Hey, let's try and maybe do football for phone session tonight. Like, no, you gotta be gone. Phone set. It's 4 o'clock. You gotta be on, and you're gonna be out, and the GAs and SAs step in and are like, all right, guys, let's go. Boom, let's hit it. Let's hit them. And they should be running the phone session. So I think that'll help you guys, and it'll make you look more busy, more important, more control with your time. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I don't really got too much. I got just, make sure that all the players are in position. That's what you got to do on Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's done Monday night. So make sure everybody knows where they got to be Tuesday and Wednesday in the mornings. We all know where we got to be Tuesday, Wednesday mornings. Us should be getting hires, should be in our office getting hires Tuesday, Wednesday morning. I do have check for corrections. So put an alarm in your phone that at noon on Tuesday, check your corrections at noon. So I would have noon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a corrections alert going off of my phone. Monday, noon, corrections. Hey, Johnny, did you go to lunch? Did you check your corrections? Well, get back here. Put the sandwich down, get back to the office. Don't even eat that thing. Wrap it up. right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not allowed to eat until you check your corrections. So make sure,
Goes to lunch.
what's that?
How many people are going to lunch? I feel like we usually have it here.
Yeah, yeah. Just tell everybody on Monday, your managers, don't eat lunch until you check your corrections on Monday, okay? And then if your managers are checking them and then you check them, your shit should be pretty solid. And then if the staff is checking it as well, it should be pretty solid, okay? Make sure if something is a trial, upload it as a trial. When we upload stuff that's not a trial, that's supposed to be a trial, but we upload it standard, it looks like we're trying to slide something through. And it looks like they don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a T6, they're on asthma, they're taking 1,000 milligrams of hydro, whatever, you know, it's a trial. So don't upload it standard and then make staff trial it, just upload them as a trial. So just let your people know, because it's more work. It leaves the possibility of it getting through somehow. You know, staff's good, but sometimes they might miss it.
Yeah, happened to me last week.
What do you mean?
I didn't know brought something that was a trial that they sent through.
So you wanted to send as a trial, but it got sent standard.
He didn't click the trial button.
Well, I didn't do underwriting in the house. I didn't have my flash sheet with me, and I knew it was on a level, so I didn't do it until I saw it, and then I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I ended up no problem, and we got taken care of. So.
Okay, yeah. So there's a great example. I didn't know that specific example happened, but I know we've had multiple examples of that happening, you know, so I wanted to just make sure on that. But Tuesday, check it again. All your business should be done by Tuesday at noon. So Wednesday, you ain't dealing with all that stress, you know? So make sure you do that. Wednesday's cleanup. Like Wednesday's like you should have 3 apps left. And we're still waiting on the depression questionnaire for the one, or we had to get a new whatever form for this one, whatever. Like we should have 2 little things we need to clean up on Wednesday. We still haven't checked the apps yet. Vince, you have been the #1 culprit of that as well. Jackie is extremely annoyed with that situation. Check corrections, business set off, got that. Pipeline, field, boom. So Tuesday and Wednesday in the morning is simple, right? Everybody's doing what they need to do. You guys are what? Hires. Hire, right? Afternoons on Tuesday and Wednesday, what are we doing? Well, I'd say, yeah, if you have any leftovers from the morning, clean it up. If you have some thirds, clean them up. But I mean, I don't have really much, so check your corrections. If you were in thirds all morning, maybe call your pipeline in the afternoon if you need to. What else do you do in the afternoons, guys? Like Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, there should be nothing really. It's
Training, there's a new agent.
if you're running training class, maybe you're running training class Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon, but if you're not running training class, then there's really nothing. There's nothing to do. Like go to the gym, go to take a ride,
Haircut in mine.
go get a haircut, whatever you need to do. Ask Albie, he never was allowed to get a haircut. I didn't let him get a haircut, and he still tells us, I'll meet his uncle. Anybody, everybody in his age, anytime. Hey, this is Tommy. I'm like, hey, how you doing, Uncle? How you doing, John? How you doing, Sally? Anybody who he introduces me to. He's like, did I tell you he's like, this is Tommy. He taught me, he's my man. Did I tell you how he never used to let me get a haircut? I'm like, Albie, it's the first story you tell everybody about me. Anytime he meets anybody, the first story he tells them is how I never let him get a haircut. Cause I was like, dude, we gotta go. How do you have time to get a haircut right now, bro? We don't, no haircuts. He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, no haircuts, dude. We gotta go. You should be setting appointments and in the field. He's like, when should I get a haircut? I'm like, you hire them to come over on Sunday night or something. So he literally did. He hired a barber to come cut his hair at his house. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but he tells that story to everybody that I met. And I don't know if he tells it to make me feel bad. I don't know if he thinks that it's funny. I don't know why he tells that story, but I know that if I didn't coach him up that way, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be where he is today. He wouldn't have maxed out. You know what I'm saying? He would have coasted off his talent. because he's talented. He could have went out there and batted his eyes and read 6,000 a week, you know? So anyways, but you can get a haircut Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever you want to do. But by 4 or 5 o'clock, I mean, I don't know what else you guys are doing. I would be hopping on these Zoom calls. You don't have to put no miles on your car or nothing. When I was MG, I had to go meet people in the field and shit. You know, now you can just hop on Zoom calls with all your top people. Especially you should be sitting in with your managers. You know, you should be sitting in with your managers. I like how, you know, you're helping Indira, you know, because we have to. But eventually we want to have that kind of stuff to the SAs, to the GAs, and you're riding out with the SAs and GAs pretty much, or maybe top performers, polishing them off, getting them to the next level. And they earned it though. They earned it. Like let's say one of your dudes is like, dude, can I ride with you? Like, you got to rate more than 2,000 a week, bro. Like put up like 6,000 next week and I ride with you the following week, right? Like Mason, you did 9,000. All right, you earned a field day, one field day with me. You did 9,000. You know what I'm saying? Like make your people earn a little bit too. So
I put a polo out there over the weekend and he missed by 300.
yeah.
So I'm gonna see if you get 2K one day, get it for him.
Team huddle, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Hey, Friday, so Thursday now, we got Thursday now. Friday, what do we do Friday? Friday should be all day, you should be getting hires, and then all night just hop in an ALP. All day getting hires, all night ALP. Saturday morning, all day Saturday should be ALP. Saturday night should be date night. So if you're like, when should I do date night? Not Friday, do Saturday night date night. Saturday night date night's the best. Okay, so Saturday night, do your date night. And then Sunday, we know what to do on Sunday. Game plan it out. I make sure I work out, mind, body, spirit in the mornings. If you work out Sunday mornings, then you're not going to be too hammered Saturday nights. So one way to help yourself and your team from getting hammered is just have a Sunday morning workout plan involved, you know? So I like working out Sunday mornings. But those are all the notes I had on all that. And then for the agency meeting, I'll just tell you what we're gonna do and we'll get out of here. So agency meeting, I'm gonna pull one person aside, see if I can get like a story from convention. I'm gonna talk to some people real quick, see if I can get a story from convention, just one person. Outstanding performances, we'll have Gio go over that. We'll do the same reviews, that we'll go over the Google reviews. Is there any May birthdays? We don't have any May birthdays? No?
No, Martin.
No, okay. All right, no May birthdays. I'm gonna go over some company updates. Promotions, we're gonna promote Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson hit his numbers, so we'll have him come up, promote him. We got an Uncle Ronnie video we can play. That'll be funny. And then I'll just close it down. I'd like this to be a quick one. Is there anything that we need to do over today that we're missing?
I mean, quick reminder on contests, other than that. No.
Oh, the take me out to the ball game. I got that on there. Yep. Vince? No.
I guess so.
You're on mute.
I know you were mentioning guidelines about people who can come in and whatnot. Can like Faith and Marvin on my team, like can that core, I know Reich's already in there, and Stephen Ellis is already in there. Can Faith and Marvin, are they allowed to come in too?
Anybody that is healthy, and they're 14 days clean. So if Faith and Marvin were sick, then I would suggest to wait 14 days from the first day that they felt healthy again.
Okay.
But if they're not sick, then they should be good to go.
I actually think Marvin feels under the weather, so I won't even think about him, but mainly Faith, because she's a little bit tougher to work at home. Like she's not as disciplined at it. So I was just seeing, because Edgar was kind of telling.
Anybody that fits that criteria, man. Anybody that fits that criteria.
All right.
Any doubt though, then tell them to stay home though. Any doubt. Not worth the risk. Not worth the risk. So yeah, we'll go over that. Anything else for the agency meeting that you guys that that we're haven't gone over, or you want me to remind people, or I got a bunch of notes so it'll be plenty. Try and keep it quick. Try and keep it quick. Today's the second week of training class, right? So Josh got today's training class. I'm gonna just try and spend the bulk of my time doing some one-on-ones with you guys and your people today. So that's cool, we'll do that.
You just
Cool.
email me if you need me to pull up on the video and I got it.
Yeah, I'll email you the video, and that's what I'm gonna spend my day here doing. I gotta find a hotel. I'll probably just stay next door right over there, you know, at the Hyatt. I leave here Thursday, and the plan is to fly back, hop in the car, and then drive back here.
You do that when you fly out?
Just because I don't wanna have to drive by herself.
When you flying back?
I'm gonna fly back Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
I think I leave at like 2. I was gonna fly back Thursday night so I could play basketball with you guys, you know, but we're closing hopefully Friday. They were gonna try and close Monday, and then I'd have to move Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday during the week. So I was like, dude, if we can close Friday, it'll be so much better for my family if we can move it over a weekend. So they're trying to close Friday. If I close Friday, I need Jess here and everybody, so I'd have to fly back Thursday and then drive the kids Thursday night and the family here, get a hotel Thursday night, and then Friday morning close and everything. So it's gonna be a crazy week. Hopefully this
Go
goes
play
through.
basketball on the 20th.
Yeah, you guys can play,
Yeah, come on.
definitely. I can't.
What time's your flight, 2?
Sorry,
You
gang.
gotta be there at 1.
Sorry, gang, I can't make it.
Well, I got my one-on-one with Natalie
I
at
think
1,
I heard
so
this week.
you might have to have Josh take or somebody off that one-on-one at Natalie.
Yeah, okay.
At 1.
That's no problem. It's right there. Somebody will give me a ride
We'll
out.
figure it out.
And I won't have to bring nothing with me because I'll just be coming right back, hopefully. So that's the game plan this week. And if you need anything before this meeting or whatever, let me know. I'm having Edgar make the t-shirts. So I asked Jackie too, if she did know how to do it. So I'm gonna show Edgar. I showed Edgar. He's gonna make the t-shirts, but he's gonna probably just come to the MGAs and ask you guys sizes and color. So if you already know who already won, like and got them, just have that already ready, you know, in your team meeting today or something.
Yeah.
Just get that ready. We need size and color for the shirts.
In the ALP, you got that.
I got the ALP. What size did we get last time? Did I get a medium?
I
didn't get
got an XL last time.
I should've got a t-shirt. I didn't get a
He didn't
t-shirt.
get one.
You're on the website. What do you need?
I know, I never got one.
He never got one. It never
Still?
got, yeah, it never got sent or anything. He's been complaining for a whole year now.
Well, I'm on Globe's website today, if anybody wants to look.
Are you?
That's, yeah. that's good.
I think it was medium.
I'm getting medium polos and large.
What size
t-shirts.
did you
I don't
get?
know.
Medium? Yeah. I think I got a medium last time.
Mine was an XL.
I feel like polos run big, I don't know why.
Oh, the polo.
Polos definitely run big.
I'm talking about the t-shirts.
T-shirts.
T-shirts are fine.
T-shirts, I get the large. Whose shirt's this, by the way?
We don't know. We were talking about this morning.
It's either Marvin or Steve House. Oh, thanks, Tony.
Marvin 6
Should we have Edgar set this up then? Oh, Edgar set it up.
for the agency.
All right, Vince, we'll catch you on the agency meeting.
Thank you.